Hey everyone, and welcome to our very first explainer in a brand new, massive 100-part journey we're kicking off together. We're dedicating this whole series to something that's, well, it's profoundly personal and honestly, absolutely life-changing. We're talking about finding the true joy of a debt-free life. It's episode 1 of 100, and I really want to set an intimate, super honest tone right out of the gate here. We're not going to sit here and talk about complicated Wall Street algorithms or some aggressive, weird stock market hacks. Nope. Over the next 100 explainers, we're diving deep into the human side of money. We're going to explore exactly how you rebuild your life from the ground up, and we're starting that process today.
Okay, let's dive into this. I've got to ask you something pretty personal right off the bat, and I really need you to be completely honest with yourself before you answer. I want you to just pause for a second, look right at me, and think. When was the last time you looked, and I mean really looked, at exactly how much debt you're carrying? Look, I don't mean a rough guess, I don't mean yeah, it's somewhere around this much kind of estimate. I mean the actual, total, terrifyingly real number. Did you just instinctively kind of want to look away? Did your chest tighten up just a little bit? Honestly, if it did, that is incredibly common. But I'm asking you not to look away today. Because this explainer right here, it's specifically for you.
So, the source material we're unpacking today comes from a genuinely unexpected author. We aren't dissecting some textbook by a celebrity financial advisor or a billionaire investor who, let's face it, has probably never struggled to pay an electric bill in their life. This incredibly powerful approach to financial peace actually comes from an Indian farmer named Chandra Prakash de Sirvi, Gehlot. He doesn't have some fancy corner office on Wall Street. His expertise quite literally comes from the soil. He's tied to a charitable trust whose entire mission is just to stop the financial exploitation of everyday, ordinary families. He's a guy who has watched money stress quietly just destroy families from the inside out, and he finally decided to write about it. And what's just absolutely striking about this farmer's approach is the radical honesty of it all. Right in the opening pages of his book, he drops a line that almost no finance guru out there would ever dare to say. He literally writes, "This book does not promise that your debt will disappear." I mean, just think about how refreshing that is for a second. There's no hidden agenda here. There's no fake, spammy, follow my 5 easy steps and be debt-free in 30 days kind of promise. Instead, he demands something that's honestly a lot harder, but so much more permanent. He demands that before you even try to change your finances, you've absolutely got to become calm and completely honest about them first. He explains this whole concept using a brilliant, super grounded metaphor that comes straight from his life's work. You see, as a farmer, he knows for a fact that you can't just toss seeds onto hard, unprepared earth and suddenly expect a bountiful harvest. It just doesn't work that way. A farmer spends an immense amount of time and energy just preparing the soil first. And he says that your mind is that ground. You literally cannot plant the seeds of financial freedom in a mind that's panicked, totally chaotic, and living in deep denial. You've got to prepare the soil first. So the crucial point is this. Most people don't need more financial advice. They just need more honesty. Think about it. When we get totally stressed out about our debt, what is our very first instinct? We panic download like 3 new budgeting apps at 2 a.m., right? We consume endless financial strategies on YouTube. We read article after article. But the author points out that we do all of this frantic stuff just to avoid the terrifying reality of actually facing our debt. We're literally using strategy as a shield against honesty. To actually break this crazy cycle, the author outlines this really foundational 120-day journey. It's 4 months, and each month serves one single, highly specific purpose. Month 1 is purely about awareness. You don't try to drastically change your spending, you just meticulously observe every single cent that goes out, without skipping a day. Then, month 2 shifts to patterns, where you actually start identifying the why behind your spending. Month 3 brings emotional honesty. That's where you look at your total debt without judging yourself or labeling yourself as a failure. And finally, you hit month 4, calm decisions. Notice how that entire timeline steadily moves you away from desperate, panicked reactions and gently guides you toward calm, measured action. Now, what's really interesting here is what you actually discover in that second month of tracking your patterns. It's truly eye-opening. The author reveals that our debt is almost never about logic or basic math. No, it's driven by 3 massive emotional triggers: stress, boredom, and social pressure. We buy things just to take the edge off a stressful week. We spend money because, well, we're bored and we literally have nothing else to reach for. And we take on massive, crushing debt to appear successful to people whose opinions we're secretly afraid of.
The source material shares this heartbreaking, super real anecdote of someone carrying a $3,000 credit card balance. When they were finally asked why, they wrote, "I used this for a vacation I couldn't afford because I wanted to feel successful in front of my friends." Guys, that isn't foolishness. That's just a human being desperately longing for belonging. So, to confront these deep emotions, the book introduces a really profound tool. It's called the Master Debt List. Here's how it works. You sit down in complete silence, zero distractions, and you list out every single creditor and every balance. But then, it forces you to do something pretty extraordinary. You actually have to document the emotional truth behind every single borrowed dollar. You write down the truth, like why was this money actually taken out? And then you write down the relationship. What emotion does this specific piece of debt cause you? Is it fear, anger, deep shame? Suddenly, you're not just doing math anymore. You're mapping out your entire emotional relationship to your money. And once you list everything out, the author advises you to literally close the book and walk away for an hour. Honestly, the shock of seeing the total truth on paper can be absolutely paralyzing. But when you come back, you slowly add up the numbers to find your total. And then you do the most courageous thing of all. You speak that final, terrifying total out loud to one trusted person. Because, as the author says, silent debt is heavy, but spoken debt is manageable. Keeping it a dark secret is exactly what gives debt its crushing weight over you. The second you speak it aloud, you begin to break its power. The second major practice he talks about is daily money writing. Every single day for those 120 days, you write down 4 really simple things. Yes, you know what money came in and what money went out, but steps 3 and 4, that's where the magic actually happens. You have to write down one honest thought about money that day and one emotion you felt. Was it a fearful day, a surprisingly calm day? Did you maybe feel a little relief? This daily habit acts way less like an annoying accounting chore and honestly much more like emotional therapy for your bank account. It keeps you deeply, deeply connected to the reality of your soil. Let's move to and see how this builds into the third core practice, the sacred family meeting. Look, financial stress so often completely fractures families, right? It builds up these massive walls of resentment. So to heal this, the author suggests a dedicated Sunday evening meeting where all phones, all Wi-Fi, everything is turned completely off. But the absolute key to making this meeting work is kind of surprising. It has to start and end with a physical hug. Why? Because a genuine physical hug literally lowers our defensive biological walls right before a really difficult conversation begins. During this family meeting, the book actually provides an exact, totally disarming script for you to use. You literally look at your family and say, "I am not here to blame anyone. I am taking responsibility for our situation." You tell them that you don't care about luxury right now. You simply want your family to have peace. You just want to be able to sleep at night without that knot of worry in your stomach. Just think about how completely that shifts the whole family dynamic. It moves everything away from pointing fingers and placing blame and unites everyone under one single peaceful goal. And this brilliantly illustrates the entire philosophy of this farmer. He says, "Don't rush to fix things. A farmer does not force a seed to grow. He prepares the soil and waits." This is a man who deeply, deeply understands the true power of patience. If you pull on a plant to try and force it to grow faster, you're just going to break it. The ultimate vision here isn't simply about hitting a zero balance in your bank account, though that's great. It's really about cultivating a life of true responsibility without the heavy burden of shame. And that is the true harvest. So as we wrap up episode 01 today, I've got a direct, really compassionate call to action for you. Today, I want you to stop pretending. I want you to grab a piece of paper or just open a fresh note on your phone and simply write down your true exact debt number. Don't judge it. Please don't try to fix it today. Don't even show it to anyone yet if you're not ready. Just write it down. Acknowledge exactly where you are. That is the absolutely essential very first step to preparing your soil. So, what do you say? Are you ready to prepare the soil and rebuild your life? If you are, go ahead and hit that subscribe button right now and fully commit to this 100-part journey to financial peace with us. We're going to be releasing episode 02 in the coming days, where we'll take the very next step together. You honestly don't have to carry this burden in silence anymore. Until then, I want to leave you with this. What is the true emotional cost of keeping your debt a secret for just one more day? Let's do this together, guys. I'll see you in the next explainer.